so big. Let's see. It's almost 12 o'clock noon. Let's see, upcoming. Get my chat here. Let's see. There we go. Dennis the Menace, good morning. How you doing, Dennis? Good morning to you, brother. Sitting here relaxing, having a coffee, getting ready to start my day. OTG. Woo. Good to see you, OTG. Happy Hump Day. Woo, bird's the word. Yeah, I was on my live stream last night. After my live stream, I'd cooked a ribeye steak. I took a couple of cinder blocks down, had the hardwood coals, and put the grate on it. I did a video on it, but wow, it's like a 14-minute video. It was a big inch and a half thick steak ribeye. I put a sweet potato on there as well. I've cooked them before in the back part of the fire pit while the fire was going, and the ambient heat radiating from the fire would cook it. I would turn it a little bit, but I tried to put it on top of the grate above the coals, and it was just taking way too long. So I stuck it right inside the bed of coals. If you forget to put your metal detector in the car after, oh man, no, no, Dennis, OMG. Knuckle busting numbskull. Woo! Good to see you. How you doing? How you doing, Plywood? Good morning. Good morning, Plywood. Always good to see you guys. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh man, Dennis, that is such a bummer. Oh, yeah, that's bad news. Dennis went metal detecting, forgot his put his metal detector in the car, and he went back home and went back there. And when he got back there, I guess it was gone. Oh man. I hope it wasn't a very expensive one. Some of those metal detectors can get pretty pricey. I've got a metal detector. It's not that pricey. It's kind of. I even forget what I paid for it. It wasn't a whole lot. It was under $100, but you can pay some good money for those. Ooh, buy $800. Yee, you had a fairly nice one then. And I'm sure if you go to replace it, you're gonna probably pay more than 800 for it now. You can hear the cicada bugs, pine bugs. Is that what you call them out there? You must got the cicada bugs, Knuckles, at your place. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but they're those big insects. They got wings. They look like a big giant fly. Can you hear them? You must have got those out your way. I would imagine so. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna go take a quick look in my garage here. I must have brought I must have brought mine in the house. Sorry, my metal detector. I thought it was right inside my garage, but it's not. I must have brought it in the house. Trying to think of where I put it. It's here. It's here somewhere. I was gonna show it to you real quick. I had to change the batteries on it. The batteries died on me. I was using it the other day. morning, Rubberneck. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Emerald, woo! Waiting for Mrs. D to cruise by on her bike. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's actually inside working. Uh, she sometimes drives that. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like driving that as much. She really loves that mini bike though. Holy crap! I get her on it, and I can't get her off from it. She just keeps going and going. Yeah, she'll go around our property, and she's got this certain path that she takes, and she starts off. She starts off somewhere around here, and then she goes there between the garage and the fifth wheel. Then she goes way over there to the south side of the property, and then zooms back around, and then she comes back over on the opposite side of the fifth wheels. She comes up over there and about where I got my Impala. I got my Impala right there. She turns around there and she comes back this way, and she goes back over. She goes back over the ditch. She goes up next to the road and circles back around over next to that hedgerow over there, and then she comes back and does the same loop over and over and over again. I can't blame her. It's fun. It's very fun and relaxing, and she loves it. Minty Cactus, good morning. How you doing? Good morning. How you doing? Canslaw too. Good to see you. Always good to see you, Minty Cactus, Canslaw, Rubberneck. Woo! Got one of my puppy dogs here. Yeah. This is the trick. You've heard it before. He's the brown pit. He's the runner. He's about 13 years old. He's pretty good for his age, but I have to keep him on a leash with a harness, and he kind of wanders around with that. I tied it off to a strap, and it's attached to his cord to his harness, and he goes all over the place with it. But it restrains him and keeps him here on the property. He does it. It feels like he's got some type of resistance, so he hangs out here. You're just eating some breakfast. Yeah, it's noon here. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning there. I haven't had any breakfast yet. I'd had a nice juicy ribeye steak last night. Cooked it on the, the coals and the fire pit. Did it, like I said, I did a video on it, but it works out to be like about a 15-minute video, and I don't know if I'm going to post it or not. But yeah, and I got Molly Bear here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where Molly Bear went. Oh, oh, she's sunning herself. She's over there. She's such a good dog. I love them dogs, especially her. She's so smart and so good. She comes out here is a lot of times when we go into the house. She doesn't want to come. That's the only time. She wants to stay out here at what we call camp, uh, right in our own backyard. Yeah, right in our own backyard. This is my private little camping ground. Let's see. Would you want to be on season 2 of Slightly Undercooked? Let's see. Having smokemeal raspberry jam on toast? Sounds good. Sounds good, Canslaw. Slightly undercooked. It was a little slightly undercooked last night. The ribeye. It was an inch and a half thick steak. I raised up I put the cinder blocks that you see in there. Put the grate on top of that. I put them over on the side, and I was up above the coals, probably a little higher than I wanted to be. I wanted to be a little closer, but um, it took a while to cook that inch and a half in that inch and a half thick ribeye steak, and it was good. It was rare in the middle. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I ate it, and I got to another part where it was just a little bit too rare for me, so I took it and I put it back on the grill. I tried to cook some. I cooked the sweet potato. Had to put that right onto the coals itself so it would cook. That came out pretty good. Wasn't bad. 2.5 inches and 35 mopeds. Fast, almost 80 miles an hour. Wow, 80 miles per hour. That's cruising on a moped. Good morning, Gatillo. So good to see you. I seen you. I was out watching Supreme Ginger stacking. He was preparing a pour. It looked like he was doing a pretty big pour. I uh, I didn't finish watching it, but I'm gonna go back there afterwards and watch the replay. I'm not sure exactly what he was pouring, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty large one. I got 10 guests live together. Nice, Emerald. Yeah, I'll have to get another video of Mrs. T-Bird riding the mini bike. Yeah, Jack's decided to come out, lounge on the ground. My lazy puppy dogs. Can I guess where Bellows is? Bellows is outside doing yard chores. Littlefoot, woo! Good morning. Happy hump day. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Season 1 of Undercooked was great. A who's who in the community. That's Emerald? Is that a show on TV? Season 1 Undercooked. I don't think I've ever watched that. Correct. Ding ding ding. Share Bear. Woo! Good to see you, Share Bear. Always good to see you. And good to you. Each and every one of you. Always good to see you, Littlefoot. Yeah, I'm just sitting out here having the morning coffee. I woke up a little on the late side. Went to bed late. I don't know, 4:30 in the morning. After cooking and eating my steak on the fire pit. Ooh, just got service again. He's driving in the mountains. Littlefoot's driving in the mountains. I know what that's like. I was I went for a little ride yesterday, and I did a couple of shorts on a river that's not too far. It's a smaller tributary that leads into a larger river in my area called the Great Shazy River, and I went to the place where a place called Woods Falls, where I used to go to a lot when I was a lot younger, and even in my younger days, it was sort of like a kind of like a party hangout place. Everybody would go there, and they would jump off the top of the falls, and you could actually go up underneath behind it. Right now, the water is super super low, and I went there, and the homeowner, which owns the land on both sides of the small river, a tributary river that runs into the Great Shazy, has it all posted. So I couldn't go in there, but I did the best I could to try to get some video footage of it, and I made 2 shorts on it. So I posted those. I kind of wanted to go right down there, and that's a place where I really want to be able to get a good quality metal detector. Or actually, I wanted to go back there. I don't think he can stop you from walking up the river to the falls, but that is an area where I've always wanted to go there and pan for gold. Right down where the water falls down below, and get up underneath, and there's a lot of sand and stuff that's up underneath there, and if there was any type of gold flakes or nuggets, they would probably be up underneath in that sand underneath the falls where the water comes over and goes down below. That's one place that I really want to go to. But those, and I was thinking about doing it this week or this weekend. But those posted signs, he owns both sides of the river, so I think he can post that area, but I don't think he can. It runs through his property. Can he? Can he stop you from walking up the river and going to that area? I don't know. I'm not sure whether he could or not. I'm gonna have to look into that because that's something I would really like to do is go up there and do a little gold panning. I know they make metal detectors that can go into water. I know the ends of mine you can, but you don't want to really submerge them. But I would like to go there and bring a 5 gallon pail and scoop up some of that sediment that's underneath that falls. Yeah, yeah, he doesn't own the water, Emerald. He doesn't, but can he get you for trespassing if he's got both sides of the river posted? That's, I don't know. Before you retired 30 years ago, what did you do for a living? Well, I ain't retired yet. I could be if I wanted to, but I've got a little less than 3 years before I can retire. And what have I done for the last 30 years? Uh, Built and played with trains. um, I years ago, back in 1999, let me try to see, 98, 99, I'd worked for a company called Canadian Pacific Railroad, CP Rails. Um, I was a yard man, and I also cleared cargo in and out of the United States. And I brought paperwork and stuff up to U.S. Customs. And when the freight trains would come down out of Montreal, going down through the rails down to Albany and below, um, I would have to check the trains by and make sure everything was good. They were rolling good, and every car was there that was submitted to U.S. Customs on a manifest. That's a long story. I can talk about that. The place where I'm working now, I can't talk about it because I signed a disclosure agreement. I can't take pictures nor show it on multimedia or I can't really talk about the company that I work for, but we build trains, passenger trains, uh, for all different places that go all different around the country. Uh, Trains that I've built, right now, presently, for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been a crane operator. So I operate three um, overhead cranes, and these are big cranes. One's a 150-ton overhead crane, another one's 130 tons. I think the other one's 130 tons, and plus some other smaller cranes for other pieces. Hey, Molly Bear. Raz Babo! Good morning. Happy Hump Day. How you doing, Raz Babo? Good to see you. Old Path. Woo! Shalom. Good to see you. LB4. But she just sealed the envelope and is on the way to your PO box. Oh, awesome! Oh, good. Good to hear that, Old Path. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to get some. I'll make sure to return some to you. Which today, I'm not sure if I have your address or not. I'll have to look at my email. Uh, but when I receive it, I'll definitely get it out to you. If not, you can always email me at tbirdstacking@gmail.com and send me your address, and I'll get a magnet, a poker chip, and some stickers out to you as well. No, not a tower crane. They're overhead cranes. I pick up trains. I also operate a shuttle wagon, which is a an engine, so to speak, on wheels on the tracks that hitch up to the cars and move them from one track to another track in and out of the building and whatnot. And once the cars are completely built, um, it's part of my job to operate the crane and hitch onto the cars and lift them in the air and set them onto the flatbed trailers for truck drivers that come and take them and bring them to their destination. So, I mean, it's a very dangerous job if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, some of these cars that I'm picking up are 96 tons. Some of them are around 60, 65 tons. We got several different types that we build. Um, yeah, yeah, railroad pensions are usually pretty good. Like I said, I've only got another less than 3 years to go, and I could probably retire now, but I would be eating into my savings, and I don't want to do that. I want to continue my 401k that I have. I want to continue on building my pension. Um, in another 3 months, I think 2 or 3 months, I can actually start drawing from my 401k penalty free because I prepay the tax ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to pay any tax if I needed to. But I'm saving that for when I'm fully retired. That way, there I can once I'm able to start drawing everything once I reach retirement age, then I'll have everything all together, three different sources of income to replace my weekly paycheck. I'm just still trying to build, you know, you do model trains for hobbyists. No, Kansla. Way back in the day, I did have a Lionel train set. I wish I still had it when I was a kid. That's something I never saved. We had the old metal railroad tracks. I'm not a real big railroad buff. I do know quite a few. I like trains. I just happen to work for a company that makes trains. And prior to that, I was working for CP Rails. And before that, I actually owned my own business. And um, I did a lot of construction work, contracting work, and I worked for a lot of contractors. And I contracted work of my own. Uh, that was basically building houses from the ground up. So there isn't anything that I don't know. Hey, Benson Coins, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. But I did a lot of construction. And in my very younger days, I was a logger. I worked for a local company around here that did logging. I drove a skidder. It was a 640 John Deere. I cut wood. We cut trees down in the woods. We dragged them out with a skidder, and we cut them up into logs to sell them as logs, hardwood and softwood for paper mills. Um, and the rest of it was cut up for firewood and sold as firewood. There was even companies that would come and buy tractor trailer loads of 16-foot hardwood. The cranky stacker, woo! Good to see you, brother. Turn that frown upside down. Always good to see you, Cranky. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, that's a little bit of my past history, and but like I said, that was way back in my younger days, and even working for CP Rails back in the day, and working through my job here, because Mrs. T-Bird, her stepdad was a logger, and he had his own logging business as well. So besides doing that, and then doing side jobs and working side jobs of my own that I would bid on, um, I had my own contractor's insurance. I mean, this is after working for other contractors in the past. I kind of ventured out on my own, just out for side jobs, and that turned out to be like a 40-hour week thing. Um, but I think where the heck was I going with this? But I did a lot with construction, building trains, working on trains, crane operator, always big machinery. I've done everything from except for drive a tank and fly a plane. Uh, all sorts of heavy equipment for those that had asked. A Renaissance man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've done it all. I did a video that was the other day, yesterday, of me dropping a tree in my backyard, cutting up firewood for my fire pit. I thought maybe there was a few people that would like to see it, but it all got to do with the cutting down trees, I guess. Uh, I've had a very interesting life growing up, and I'm looking forward to retiring. I'm looking forward to it and enjoying the time here on my own property and going out venturing off to places, going places, doing things. Yeah, absolutely, Cranky. No, there's not. I had I always keep my buffaloes and silver in my pocket pieces. 5 buffaloes, just for those that are silver collectors out here. That like to see at least a little bit of silver. I usually have that for jackknife. When I jingle it, jackknife comes out. I I'm into doing a lot of copper pouring. I've got a lot of copper. I've saved a lot of stuff. I do a lot of salvaging. electronic salvaging from breakers and like other electronics, motors, electric motors and everything. And I collect all the copper and the brass and the silver from that. I was under the impression I was in my 90s, retired 30 years ago. No, Kansas. Have you not watched my videos? Me on the doom buggy, me on the on the dirt bikes, cruising around. Oh man, you have to be old enough or rich enough to retire. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Starshine. Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah. No, I think almost everybody knows. Not that bird's the word, but yeah, bird's the word. I think everybody knows I'm in my last year of 50s, and next year I will be 60. At 62, I'm going to retire. Can I retire right now? I probably can. Yes, I can retire. But like I said, I'm trying to build myself up financially, so when I do retire at 62, I can live a comfortable life without no worries. Good morning, Cindy. How you doing? Always good to see you, Cindy. Thank you so much for stopping by. 90s. Come on, Cranky. You are not in your 90s. You're not even close to it, brother. Michael and me are the old fart 64 next week, August 14th. Yeah, yeah, August 14th. Yeah, August 14th. Now I'm forgetting, Kansas. Who's August 17th? Who's You retired last year at 67? Good for you, Plywood. I hope you're enjoying it. Yes, thank you very much, Cranky. Yes, it is a wise move, and I always try to do. I always try to uh, make peaches out of lemon or something like that. I don't know what good saying there would be, but I'm always thinking ahead. I've always been geared that way, even from a young age, and nobody. I was fortunate because nobody really taught me or told me anything. It's like I said in other streams that which you have listened to and heard. Um, when I was at the age of 14, I was fortunate because I worked up here by the Canadian border in upstate New York, and my father owned a gas station, a garage, and I worked there. And I always had a fascination with coins. Was my father a coin collector? No, he had some old coins, but he had older bills, and some of the bills he had when he passed away, his wife had got them, which wasn't my mom. He was remarried, and she was quite a bit younger than him, less than half his age. Um, but he had a $500 gold seal, $500 note. He had a few. He had $1,000 bill. He had several of those. I'm almost pretty sure. I'm not 100% positive. I'm like maybe 75%, but I vaguely remember him having a $10,000 U.S. bill. I don't quite remember, but I know he had several $1,000 bills, and I've even had $1,000 bill before, but I've never had a 500. I know my father had one and it had a gold seal on it, payable on the bear on demand in gold. I wish I had that note. I really wish I did. Yeah, you can't prepare yourself for anything, but God provides enough. Yes, sir. He absolutely does. I mean, look at just just look at what he's provided for me, Frankie. I mean, I've cultivated a lot of this. All this land was barren land, and it had brush on it. I mean, it kind of looked like less than trees have all grown up since I've been here, but they were short, small brush. And I mean, look what he's provided for me and for me to do and accomplish. I mean, maybe it's not the best. It's not the fanciest, but it's a labor of love. I even on vacation, I'm still working. I'm working here at my own home, but it's something I really enjoy to do. Brings me happiness, brings me joy, it brings me How many people can say when they work and they're out there cutting up wood like I am with a chainsaw and doing stuff that it brings them joy? Am I a little crazy? I don't know. I'm at peace with myself and I enjoy it. And I don't know. I just love to do it. My, Mrs. T-Bird says I putter all the time. I always got to be doing something. I'm busy. I'm very high strung, high energy. I hope I always am that way. And for 59 years old, like I said, I can get up and go like a 35, 40-year old. And I hope it always stays that way. Do you or Michael have kids? I believe Michael Stacken does. Uh, yes, I think he has mentioned it before, and I do have children. I have four children. My oldest is will be 39 this year, this next year coming up. My oldest will be 39. Wow, that doesn't seem possible. My next youngest, he'll be uh, he'll be 30. He's 37, going on 38, and then my youngest boy, he's um, 35, going on 36, and my baby girl, is 27, going on 28. Yeah, she lives over in Illinois. My oldest boy lives down in Connecticut. He works for a company. He works for a company uh, that builds trains as well. Kind of ironic in a way, but yeah, he's down there. He tried to get me to go down there and work down there. He said the pay rate is so much higher down there, which it is. I would probably be making an additional $20 an hour on top of what I'm making, at least 15. But I guess it's all to do with your geographical location, which I don't believe. But I think up here in the area that I'm at, I think we're underpaid for what we do. I ain't gonna go ahead and say what I get paid, but we're a little underpaid, I believe. Vice President of Rio Argom didn't leave me a penny. Rather, yeah, yeah, the same here. My my dad didn't leave me anything. He didn't leave anything to anybody. He didn't have a will or anything, but kind of what he owed, what settling his account or his estate, sort of did it, took care of things for himself, and then his young wife, which I don't quite really talk to, she took everything. I got a couple of pictures of him from the boats that he was in the Navy, and that's the only thing I got. And I wasn't expecting to get anything. And I kind of went into it where I used to work for him at a gas station at a young age. I always knew what silver was. I loved coins. I had a fascination with older coins, pennies, Mercury dimes, Roosevelt dimes, quarters, even the Canadian change that came across the counter. And I was pretty fortunate because back in my younger days, in the latter part of the 70s, mid 70s, I think it might have been like around, I'd seen 76, I was 10. So yeah, it was the latter part of the 70s, early 80s. Uh, there was a lot of Canadians that came across the border and was spending their money at the gas station, and there was silver. There was silver Canadian coins, silver American coins, and I was picking them up for face. I was picking them up for face. I mean, I knew what they were. I knew that silver had a value at a young age, and nobody ever showed me or explained it to me or taught me. I learned on my own, and I just with the fascination of old coins, and I started buying coin books, and I started going out, and I started going to some coin shops that we used to have around here that we no longer have, and I was buying coins. Uh, and then I got into buying silver rounds. I think in the early 90s, uh, some of my earlier pieces that I'd gotten were, one was a silver round that I got commemorating uh, the Olympics that were held up here in Lake Placid, New York. Um, Another one was a camel. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke camels, get those camel bucks, and I got a camel 1 ounce round from Camel. It's a proof round. That was some of my very first silver ounce round pickups, other than constitutional. Let's see. Well, the money is mostly at casinos. The money's mostly at casinos. I don't. I used to go to casinos. I don't anymore. Every once in a while, maybe a blue moon. The last blue moon was maybe like 4 years ago. Me and Mrs. T-Bird went to a casino. Um, I'm just trying to build and secure my wealth and what I have. Is a Rio Grande mine based in Elliott Lake, Ontario. Hmm, nice, Canslaw. Yeah, I have. If you're talking about stocks, like to do with that uranium company, I don't have any uranium or anything like that. I've got I've got several different types of stocks that I have in through CP Rail, which is they merged with Kansas City. So now I think it's called like CP Kansas City Rails or something like that. I forget exactly, but I've got stocks through them. I got stocks through the company that I work for now. Um, I back I don't know 4 or 5 years ago I bought crypto. I had some Ethereum crypto. And I've got maybe 10 different types of crypto. I just bought it because my son had kind of got into it, and I kind of did it with him, and something that and it was an interest of him, and I got into that. Like I was saying, I'm on vacation. I was saying that way earlier, and I'm just enjoying myself. Um, I'm looking forward to stopping by Knuckle Busting Numbskull. I'm not sure if he's still here because he's probably going to be starting his live probably in about a half an hour. It's usually just around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time, Eastern Standard Time. I think it may be noon his time because I think he's over in Central. But let me see if I'm looking in my chat here. I do have my laptop right to the side. There he is. Woo! Yeah. So go ahead, Knuckles. If you can throw your link down there, please throw your link down, um, and go check out Knuckles. Throw your link down. Go check out Knuckle Busting Numbskulls. He does a live just about every day, usually around this time. Well, not this time, but around noon Eastern Standard Time. Or no, my apologies. I think it may be closer to 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, yeah. How you doing dealing with a shooting range? Yeah, I sometimes don't even notice it. No, it doesn't. Um, it's been it's been there. I've been here in this property for about 35 years now. Like I said, I developed it all myself. I put my own electrical in and everything. Did my own septic system, and I put that everything. I've talked to. I said it during my live stream before. Uh, that 32 by 20 32 foot garage. I got the top. I still got to finish. I got some siding that I got to finish at the top, but up there. But I built that garage myself. It's all built to code. It's not complete. It's a work in progress, but 8-inch walls is built stronger than what a normal house would be. Uh, it's got hurricane straps even on it, just in case. I went a little overboard with that, but I constructed that whole thing, wired it, did everything in 20 minutes. Knuckles. Yeah, let me see. There it is. There it is. There's Knuckles' link. If you're not subscribed to Knuckle Busting Numbskulls, go check him out. Give him a like and a thumbs up. Throw him a comment. That way, there YouTube knows you're not a bot and the subscription sticks. Because if you don't, if you just hit subscribe, chances are YouTube will think you're a bot if you don't leave a comment or anything. And then it'll only be there for like 24 to 48 hours, and then the subscribe will leave. Unfortunately, yeah, it's kind of a tornado shelter. It's built 5 times stronger than a normal house. I've got 8-inch walls in that. Uh, hurricane straps on the roof trusses. Um, I built it pretty strong. I did an overkill. The Kansas City kid, woo! Good to see you, brother. It's been a day or two. It's been more than a day or two. It's been quite a few days. Uh, I'll have to go check out your. I haven't been to your page in a while, brother. I apologize. It's very difficult to get to each and every one that's out there. There's just so much time in a day. Oh, it's good to see you though, Kansas. Ever had any bad storms your property? Yeah, yeah, we have. We've had some pretty bad storms. Occasionally, we do get some pretty bad windstorms. Occasionally, I've had a few trees, good sized trees, 10 to 12 inch round trees that have toppled over because of windstorms, snow, ice storm. One of the worst storms I think we had. We called it the ice storm. I think it was in the year of 1998. Um, we had an ice storm. The temperature stayed right around freezing, and a storm had stalled in our area, so it came down as rain, but it was cold enough where everything froze. But everything kept building up on ice, building up on ice. And I mean, I had a Cadillac that looked like a lowrider that was out in my driveway because there was like 4 or 5 inches of ice thick over the whole complete car. We had telephone lines and poles snap, and we were out of power. Actually, my house here, we were out of power for almost 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks we were out of power before we got power again. Yeah, Ice Storm '98. Yeah. Oh, you heard trees breaking, and it was very eerie. Yes, it was. At nighttime, you could hear you could hear dead silence and just trees snapping and breaking all night long. If you were outside, but it caused a lot of damage. A lot of the trees and stuff have. Of course, that's like 27 years ago. So all the trees have rebounded since then. But yeah, periodically, even in the wintertime, we get some nice winter storms. Nothing that I'm not accustomed to or used to. And I don't do too much about it, but I am a prepper as well. I do prepping. I'm prepped for a natural disaster. The only thing that I haven't done, which maybe I should have, and it's a little foolish for me not to have done, is I don't have a generator. And the reason why I'm thinking, I don't know, can I afford to buy a $2,000 generator? Yes, I can. Do I? Did I? No, I don't. Because I can live off the grid. I can live without power. There's power you need for certain things. Yes, yes. Uh, but I haven't. If I don't need anything to be refrigerated, I can still live. I've got food and dry foods and everything that I need to sustain myself for up to 6 months. Um, I've got about a 6 month supply uh, of certain things. Water, I think I've got maybe close to about a 3 4 month supply that I always keep on hand and I rotate. Um, so the water doesn't go bad. I mean, it shouldn't, but yeah, I try to, as I consume the water. I buy it in 3 gallon containers. They come in a box, and there's 3 gallons of individual gallons of water there in a box, and I keep rotating them. So I don't have something there for like a bottle, a box with 3 gallons in there for 10 years or something. So I keep it rotated. The dry foods that I have are good for over 25 years. I have a lot of that. That's what I got like about a year's supply on, roughly. And I have other things, items that have like a 6 month or a 6 year. Sorry, wait a minute. No, let me think here. Yeah, I have things that have like a 10 to 25-year shelf life, but most of it is all a 25-year shelf life, dry foods. The water is my only problem. I'm just trying to say I can live without having electricity. I don't need it. I do have propane that runs my hot water. Uh, I because of the old shooting ranges back there used to be an old landfill, and they capped it, and they capped my well here, so I do have village water that they piped up years and years ago. If something ever happens where the power goes out, it's the town's responsibility, and they have a generator and everything to where we would always have water. So I don't have to worry about running out of water. And it's well water that is pumped from the ground, but they have to chlorinate it. So I think I'm all set there because all I got to do is turn on my tap. But when I make my coffee, I like to have fresh water. I don't really want to have the chlorine in there, even though you don't really taste it. But maybe some of you may understand that. But the water, the fresh water, spring water, I've got roughly a 3 month supply. There's other items I got maybe a 6 month supply on, and dry foods I'm good, sustainable for up to a year if there was some type of natural disaster. And always think ahead. I mean, we got batteries and other things and flashlights, and that we would have that we if need be. But if it happened during the winter time, that wouldn't be any problem either because I have these propane wall mount heaters that have the sensors on them to where if there's any carbon monoxide or anything, uh, it automatically shuts down the machine. I have carbon monoxide detectors either way, but I have two different heat sources for inside my house. Um, Electricity, lights, like I said, I don't need. We got candles. We got certain items where we could have light. Um, so I feel as though I'm well prepared, and I just don't see the need. Good morning, Maddie. Happy Hump Day, and happy Hump Day to each and every one of you. If I didn't say Happy Hump Day to you, it's Wednesday. Woo! August 6th, right? But I am very well prepared, and I don't need to go spend out money. I'm a miser. I'm a Scrooge, I guess. I don't like spending something if I don't have to. And I feel as though if I have to spend $2,000 on a generator that I don't really need, it's to me it's a waste of money. It's a waste of money that I could use and put somewhere else towards my future for when I am retired, or hedge against inflation by buying silver and gold. Uh, yeah, I lived in an apartment a long, long, long time ago when I was maybe like 16 or 17. I moved out of my parents' house because I didn't always see eye to eye with my father. He was pretty strict, and I respect him for that now because he gave me direction on my life and working hard and being a good person and doing the right thing. Back then, I used to kind of hate him for it, and that's a strong word, I guess. It wasn't really hate, but I disliked and I didn't like the way he treated me when I stepped out of line or did something wrong. But it gave me good morals. So I moved out when I was just before I turned 16. I think I was 15. It was before my 16th birthday, and I've been on my own ever since. Um, but I had an apartment probably for a couple of years, and I think by the time I was 19, 20, 1920 is when I first started when I got my own place, other than renting, and met Mrs. T-Bird, and we moved up here on this lot that we're on here. Uh, I was fortunate. My father had a little parcel, an acre that he set aside, one for me, one for my sister, and the other one he had sold to somebody else because my other brother didn't need it. He was already had his own place. But I bought that from him for a good price. um, he actually was going to give it to me, but I had my own little personal business going on back then. Um, I ain't going to go into detail what type of business it was, but it was a business. It was a legal, legitimate business, and we used to go to card games and play Texas Hold'em together. And one day he had ran out of money, and he needed to borrow a couple $1,000, and he asked if he could borrow a couple thousand. If I had a couple thousand that he could borrow so he could keep playing cards. And I said, listen, I go, you gave me that one. acre, and the other acre that you had sold for somebody for 1,000. Um, don't want it because there's ledge rock on that area and there's not that much soil, and they backed out. And I go, you wanted 1,000 for that, right? He goes, yeah. I go, tell you what, here's 1,000 for the acre that you were going to give me, and I go, here's 1,000 for the other one. Here, consider it paid, consider it paid. And I said, don't pay me back. And then later I bought the land that was behind me, and I currently have probably a little over 9 acres of land. Um, but I developed it all myself. No, I did not win the lottery or mega bucks or anything like that. Ken Slaw, I know you said you think I did, but I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, we looks like we got scrap metal racing in here. Did I miss him or did he just pop in here? I think my chat is lagging on one of these devices. Looking on my laptop here. Hold on. I see scrap metal racing there, but I don't see him right here. I had that problem last time. I know Dennis is saying hi, scrap metal. Maybe you should swing by the sheriff's office for confirmation. Not sure. I'm not sure if my chat is moving or not. It looks like the last thing I see on my laptop is Maddie's Nifty Creations saying LOL. And I'm looking over at my phone that I'm streaming from, and I see Dennis the Menace saying hi to Scrap Metal Racing. Now, YouTube has been having problems lately. I noticed that on my live stream yesterday, and then also in Michael Stacking's live last night, where what I had to do is actually close it down and reopen it in order to see and get the chat going again. And I think this may be where I'm at for right now. I'm not 100% sure. I know it looks like we have 12 people here in the chat. It looks like I got 21 likes. I'm already going to cut this live stream at 1 hour. I've been streaming now for 52 minutes. Woo! But I'm just rambling on, rambling on. Yeah, that shooting range would probably drive some people batty, but when you live here around here long enough, Gansly, you don't hardly notice it anymore. It's kind of something that just you kind of get used to. I guess like certain people that live near railroad tracks with the trains going by, and uh, you know, through towns that they travel through, they just eventually get used to it. Yeah, if I didn't have my puppy dogs out here, I would. I did that on one of my live streams the other day. I took, I set my camera up and faced it out back, something like that. And I went for a ride. I said it. I said it something up there, and I went for a ride back and forth with the Doom Buggy go kart. I'm trying to see what the heck I can do because it doesn't look like my chat is responding or moving any at all. I see I got 16. Yeah, 16. Let me look at my laptop. Nope. Okay, my laptop is moving. My laptop is moving. Bean Becky, good to see you. Woo! We all have trail rail close by. Don't notice it as much. Oh, I maybe I'm a ways away from my phone. My apologies. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to have to do what Daisy May does. I'm going to have to look into getting a mic that I can pin on my shirt, so I have consistency in my voice through whether it be lives or videos or live streams, because I don't think a lot of times it depends on your device and what you're listening on. The volume will go up and down, but that's because sometimes I'm right up next to the phone, like I am now, facing the phone, and other times I'm looking over at my laptop reading the chat because it's very difficult to see the chat that's on my phone. So I usually try to get my laptop going Yeah, yeah, it does, Maddie. A lot of people say that it does, but there are certain subscribers of mine that have say that I sound a little low sometimes. And like, say if they're listening on a different device, and they've got to really crank the volume up in order to hear me, and they can hear me fine. But then when an ad comes up or something else, then it's like blaring, and then they have to turn it back down. But if I was to have, sorry, Michael, let me see, read your message. You're heading out with Nancy to take her to the doctor. Awesome. Give me a call later, Michael. Let me know how everything turns out. Prayers for Nancy. We'll be thinking about you too. Very nice of you. Thank you very much for stopping by, Michael. Like I said, my chat had stopped on my phone, and I'm standing up next to my phone, which is away from my laptop. Yeah, I got my laptop down there and my puppy dog. There's the easy chair for the laptop. uh, but I've got to look at getting a mic, something similar to like what Daisy May has. Uh, another another good friend that I'm subscribed to, and I go to her streams. Uh, she has a mic that attaches to her, and it's cordless, it's wireless, and I got to get something like that so I can have a consistency in my voice when I'm talking on my streams. That way, they can hear me better without having to crank their volume rate up. And then when they go to an ad pops up or they go to something else, they don't have to turn it back down. You're listening? You've been listening? Awesome, Michael. You cooked that steak last night, Michael. Yeah, I did. I did a video, but it's about a 15-minute video. I don't know if I'm going to post it, but it came out pretty good. It was pretty awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, I cooked it right over there. I knocked down those two bricks. I put those cinder blocks down. Had that. Used my grate right there off my barbecue grill. I cooked it. I cooked a sweet. Look, I still got my dishes out here. I still got the dishes out here. I gotta bring them in the house. But it came out good. Oh, hold on. Yep. Okay. Already. Yep. Yes, baby. Oh, okay. Yes, I will. Absolutely, baby. Mrs. T-Bird came out. She's working inside, but she came out. She needs me to go take care of a few things. Uh, so let me just step back here for a little bit. Now I'll start saying my goodbyes. I gotta get my puppy dog out of the way here. Bear with me for a minute so he doesn't tangle me all up. He's got his cord all wrapped around me. I need to go get a few things down to the store for Mrs. T-Bird, and she just came out and let me know that she called some stuff in, and um, what am I? What do they call that? Those delivery places, or those people that go pick your order up and bring it to you. I'm her butler, and I'm her chauffeur, and I'm her Uber driver. But thanks so much, Dennis and Dennis. Thank you very much for stopping in. Thank you, Plywood. You need to get a noise canceling microphone. Yeah, because right now I've got the microphone that's right with my phone that I'm streaming from. Thank you very much, Cindy, for stopping by. Maddie Creations, awesome. Good day to see you. Happy hump day to each and every one of you. Thank you very much, Michael Stacken. Like I said, give me an update. Call me later when you find out everything's all right or what's going on. We did have Minty Cactus in here. Yes, there she is. Yes, have a great day, rest of your day, and happy hump day to you as well. I think you might have did a live this morning. I'm not sure. I woke up rather late. Um, if you did, I'll go check it and I'll watch the replay. I'll put it on one of my other devices and I'll let it play through, help you out with some of your watch hours as well. Thank you so much, Cindy. Happy hump day to you. Being Becky, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much. Cancelot too, awesome. Thank you so much for stopping in here. We had Plywood in here. Woo! Yeah, Plywood. If you're still there, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you as well. Happy Hump Day to each and every one of you. And we had the Cranky Stacker. I can't believe that. Yeah, yeah, it was very awesome to see the Cranky Stacker in here, and the Kansas City Kid as well. Knuckle busting numbskulls probably already starting his live stream. It's always good to see him. Please go check him out. He dropped his link earlier. Already. All right. Let me do this. Let me do this because for Jackknife, it's all for Jackknife. You know how I end my stream, guys. Everybody knows bird's the word, right? Woo! Poured the copper thumb for Jackknife. There it is. Y'all have a great day. T-Bird out. You're very welcome. Bye, everyone.